Hello everybody and welcome back to the Henry Stickmin collection and the final video on it. We are going to be getting the last few achievements I need to get in completing the mission, which are, let's see, which one was it? It was this one right here, which is Assemble the Crew. We have to find all the little Among Us dudes, and then these 3 secret ones that I have yet to get. But I have guides pulled up so I can go ahead and figure that out because I don't want to take forever to do that. I mean, I can edit now, but it takes a long time to do that. So we'll just go to the map. The first one that we need to do is we need to go to the passenger car scene, which is the name of it. It's okay, I got it. It's this one right here. And we need to do the mannequin option.
Whoa, check out this crazy coat rack. Oh, look at me, I'm a little hat holder person. Ooh, can I take your hat? Ooh, I wonder what's out the window. Oh, I'm broke.
Press up the Paris packs, and the thing is, I should have thought of this. All you have to do is push the F key. Pay them. So minus $1,000. But yeah, so there you go. And then there's another one where we have to click on the sun during the capital gains ending cutscene. And then I'm going to do the Wombo Combo one.
Happy Stickmin!
Seems like we're out of the danger zone. That should do the trick.
Boy. Okay, so if we click on this, we now have still this one over here on the left, Assemble the Crew, but we have 2 of the 3 secret endings. No secret endings, the secret achievements. So we still need to get this last secret one, and we need to find all the little crewmates, which is probably the next thing I'm going to do. I don't remember which ones I have, so I'll just have to edit the video as I find the ones I don't already have. So you'll probably see a lot of jump cuts at this point. So let's just get to it.
There's no one here.
Alright, we got the red one.
Must be out fighting.
Looks like they...
And there's the little blue one. So now we got that one. Okay, so we have to click this one for the next guy.
Come in, Phantom. You've got the all clear.
And he's here. We got the little dark green one now.
That's right. Yeah, I've got it.
When you play the game, it'll be... Oh, I guess I'll pick this one. I think it was the brown one I did, but it was one of them I did that with. Where I accidentally clicked on it out of instinct.
Hey, easy.
Alright, there's the black one right
We're
there.
gone for a bit.
And then there's the purple one there in that little vault. Gonna be in the luxury pod right here, apparently. Yep. He's right there the whole time. We got all of them, though. Okay, now, I can't remember which one I didn't show, but we'll, mention it in the description of this video. Anyway, so there's still the one more. And as it turns out, it involves... Which one? It involves... this one. When we did this one of the other videos, and this bar was apparently halfway full, and it turns out, because it was like half green and half black, and it turns out it was a meter that you had to fill by apparently getting all the endings and all of the fails. So now we just have to hit the fix button, and we will see what happens. approximately 1 year ago. Fragile.
Oh, a package, huh? Oi, Dave! Yep. Hey, I got a package here for someone named Henry.
Oh.
I love delivering packages.
Thank you for enjoying the Henry Stickmin games all these years. Oh, well, that's so sweet. Aw. I don't know why that didn't go to gold, because I've got all of them. Let me try going back into it and then popping back out, because I do have all of them. There it goes. Okay, yeah, it's going to pop back out. Oh, but that was actually so sweet, though. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the play button, though, because I don't want to drown myself out with music. The thing is now, this video isn't that long. It's only like 15 minutes. What I think I'm going to do is, just to finish off everything in one video, I'm also going to go ahead and show off all of the bios for all the games. So, of course, here we have Henry Stickmin. He's short on cash, so it's time to get some. That's to be confused with Henry Stickman. Then you got Chad Hansen, fresh out of college, guarding a bank. Sounds awesome. Unfortunately, this job happens to be in the middle of nowhere. Philly Cullen. Philly's been working as a guard at this bank, vault, for 5 years now. He loves the badass look of the uniform. Ted McAdams, the driver of the bank truck. He and Winston have been partners for many years. Ted has always been the driver. Winston Davis. He always rides shotgun in the bank truck. He prefers looking at the scenery rather than focusing on the road. And if I click on him again, I can at least get rid of the exclamation point. Escaping the prison. Henry Stickmin. Arrested for the attempted burglary of the bank, he now sits in Red Mesa Penitentiary. Rupert Price. He's been on the force for nearly 8 years. He joined the police academy right out of high school. Dave Panpa. He's new to the force and eager to do a good job. Harold Ronson. He works as the prison's janitor, but he also enjoys doing their maintenance work. Blade Knife Man McGee. Serving multiple sentences for multiple counts of murder. He gave himself the nickname Knife Man. Kev Portley. He only became a cop because he knows cops eat donuts and he loves donuts. You won't catch him doing much police work. Stump Blump. He was beat up a lot as a child because of his name, for obvious reasons. Ryan Goldman. Red Mesa Penitentiary's Employee of the Month for the month of June. Carlos Burt. He works a desk job at the prison. He prefers over going into the dangerous field. Straight Shooter. He changed his name to Straight Shooter. He spits hot fire and raps mad lyrics. Respect. Jen Brunn. One of the administrators of the prison. She keeps it running in decent condition. John Farn. A rookie to the team. This is the first meeting he's ever attended. John Gritz. Just got back from breaking up a fight between 2 inmates. It didn't go so well. Come on. There we go. John Saskatchewan. Saskatchewan, I guess. Just spelled differently. He joined the police force for the action, but they've stuck him behind the desk. Jome Barley. He failed out of firearms training 3 times. He's technically not allowed to use his weapon outside of the shooting range. Captain Jeffrey Custard. 30 years ago, a janitor threw out his lunch. He's held a grudge against janitors ever since. Jonas Nugent. He's quickly moving up the ranks. He just needs to pass that marksman exam. Captain Roland Canterbury. The man in charge of all officer trainer at Red Mesa. None, be very strict. Should probably say officer training, but me. Unknown Hendricks. Always sleeping on the job. Nobody knows his first name. Pete Sound. Notorious for taking food that isn't his from the employee fridge. Sally Q. She often gets confused for someone else, which is strange because she doesn't even have red hair. I don't get that reference, but I'm assuming it is a reference to something. Gary Gray. Constantly put on evidence duty. His least favorite job. Ungus Bungus. Met a harsh fate many, many, many years ago. Felix White, the city's most prominent defense attorney. He works hard to ensure innocent people are not put away. Hubert Brown, one of the city judges. It's very difficult to tell him apart from other judges in the city. Vladimir von Braun, nemesis to Mr. White. He's pretty cocky in his ability to put criminals away. This often becomes his downfall. Winston Davis. He's been deposed due to his involvement in the bank break-in. Either way, he won't be going back to his old job anytime soon. Chuck Samids. He works at Sandwich City and enjoys his free sandwich for lunch every day. Juno Grumptert. He's received jury duty 27 times this year. This can make even the most cheery man cynical. Dane Slodged. I have no idea how to pronounce that. Hailing from a foreign country, this is his first time in a big city. Steve Stevens grinds away at his office job daily. He dreams of owning a pizza shop. Bert Slim. He's been on the force for 6 years now, and yet there are still days that surprise him. Tom Hardley. He takes his job very seriously, never seems to take those sunglasses off. Captain Ed Roberts, the chief of police here at Red Mesa, runs a tight ship and expects the best from all of his cadets. Jimothy Pug, fairly new to the force, does not handle pressure well. Michael Benz joined the force at the same time as his best friend. He's the clean-shaven one. Sean. This is his first day back from a nice vacation. You ruined it. Matthew Flexer. He joined the force at the same time as his best friend. He has a goatee. Now stealing the Diamonds bios. Henry Stickmin. Life has been rough after breaking out of prison. Time to make some quick cash by stealing the Tunisian diamond. Mayor Fredrickson, the underdog winner of last year's election. He's popular among the citizens because of his love for the arts. Jeff Stickley. He enjoys his rooftop post. It gives him a chance to admire the stars. He considers himself an amateur astronomer. Ted McAdams. He quit working as an armored truck driver after a certain incident. Jacob Rose, the museum's newest hire. He's still in training, so he's not allowed to work unsupervised quite yet. Cliff Nux. He picked up smoking so he could take more breaks. Conrad Connors. He got the job as a security guard because his friend hooked him up. They tend to work their shifts together. Billy Barnes usually manages to work the same shift as his friend. Zach Nutt takes this job seriously. Some of his coworkers get annoyed with his constant use of the walkie-talkie. Himbert Schult works for the museum on a foreign exchange program. Nobody knows exactly which country he's from. Billy Cludd. He's always looking for excuses to use his nightstick. He loves to show off his skills to his coworkers. Sam Turner. They love the guardian aspect of security guard work. Actually dealing with burglars, not so much. Richard Wilkins. He's a hard-working fellow who always tries to do his best. He loves chocolate. Todd Slimmons. It's hard to work odd hours at a museum. Your sleep hours get all messed up. He's doing his best. Rupert Price. His workplace suffered a huge embarrassment. He's determined to work extra hard now. Johnny Panzer. He's risen quickly through the ranks, and it's no surprise. His skills are well above average. Jack Sheen. The only helicopter pilot on the force who can fly to the city and back in under 2 hours. Samuel Mundy. He's not a crazed assassin, but he doesn't work for the police department either. Looks like he was hired for a job. And of course that's supposed to be the TF2 sniper. James Lancelot. Frequently eats at those medieval restaurants. Claims his family used to be nobles way back when. Dave Panpa. He was fired from his previous job for negligence. He came back quickly though and found a new job as a security guard. Kurt Dietrich. This guy hates going to work. Not to mention they paired him with some annoying newbie. Gah. Joseph Joe. He may not look it, but he's a scrappy guy. He's not itching for a fight, but he won't back down if challenged. Timothy Lewis. Goes by Tim. His work shift usually involves running a nightly patrol. Alexander Garb. He's scared of heights and birds. Oh no. Tony Franz. He's secretly in the mafia. He got placed here so that he could launder money. Clyde Jenkins. A standard level employee at the Center for Chaos Containment. Yeah. CCC protocol requires you to run action by a superior officer. Corporal Bill Bullitt. The person in charge at the Center for Chaos Containment Central Branch. He's pretty lax and trusts his agents to do their jobs well. And now we move on to the airship. Henry Stickmin. Captured by the government, he's been given the chance to clear his name by taking down the notorious Tuppet clan. Captain Gale Force. The man in charge of the undercover Tuppet raid. It was his idea to recruit Henry. Come on. Charles Calvin, a veteran helicopter pilot for the government. He's one of the youngest and most experienced pilots. Rupert Price. He's moved up through the ranks quickly. He felt he could do more in the military than he was as a policeman. Reginald Copperbottom, the current leader of the Tuppet clan. He wears the hat of the previously dethroned leader. Right-hand man. He's the Tuppet chief's right hand. Nobody knows his true name. Jeffrey Plum. His abnormally large head makes it difficult for him to see. That's, I'm pretty sure, a callback to one of the other fails from the original version of escaping the prison, because of the fact that that one involved you becoming completely invisible, but you also couldn't see. That's my guess is that's supposed to be a callback to that, since they've changed that one. Sledge McRush. He can swing a sledgehammer faster than most people can swing a blade. Hans Spearman. A bit of a loose cannon. He's known for stabbing wildly with great range. Hatchman. Nicknamed as such because he watches the hatch. Like a doorman, but for hatches. Slice. Took a blade to the face during an encounter. Now he prefers to stay behind the scenes. Winston Davis. Lost his truck driving job due to multiple investigations after a stowaway was found inside the bank. Magnus Eriksson. An eager new member looking to move up in the ranks. Floyd Winters. He picked out the most stylish hat he could find when he joined. Dreams of opening a worm farm one day. Durbert Daniels. He's been hooked on the hot new mobile game called Between Us 2. So a reference to Among Us, and also the fact that Among Us was going to have an Among Us 2, but got cancelled due to the sudden popularity of Among Us 1. Which is why we're getting a new map for that instead of a second game. Douglas Merle. He's not a big fan of being airborne. He's looking to transfer to a different division. Wilhelm Krieghaus. He's pretty sharp when it comes to technology. The airship's doors are just notoriously finicky. Handsome Harold. He considers himself the face of the Tuppets. With 18 charisma, he's good at talking his way out of a bad situation. Al Kohal. A novice photographer. He took up one of the rooms on the airship to develop his photos to perfection. And then we ruined it. Matthew Norbert. He joined the Tuppets because he couldn't really think of anything better to do. Benjamin Boursiu. Loves playing single-player, linear, story-heavy video games. Thomas Chestershire. He wears 2 monocles for twice the class. Oldman. He's not actually that old, but the gray hair caused everyone to give him the nickname. Herb Stokes. A master crane operator. He's invented 4 tricks you can only do with a crane. Cool Katie. She gave herself the title Cool Katie. Will it stick? 2-Ton Tony. He switched from the Mafia to the Tuppet clan. They had more flexible hours and more stylish gear. Cuppa Joe. He volunteered for the tech support job so that he could be alone and mess around on the computer. Terrence Suave. The previous leader of the Tuppet clan. He was overthrown because of his reckless nature and poor leadership. Sir Wilford IV. 4th of his name, one of the strongest leaders in Tuppet clan history. Billy G. He was quite the romantic despite multiple claims that he's not my lover. Oh, Billy G, Billie Jean. That actually makes sense. That's clever. Anyway, TRNK, or Trunk, I'm guessing. A failed experiment in resurrecting a long-dead leader. Didn't last long before he turned on everyone. Jarsh Finks. He has secretly been considering leaving the Tuppet clan. Manuel Friend. He was so eager to finally fly on the airship. It was his dream ever since he joined the Tuppet clan. He'll never admit it, but he joined the Tuppet clan... Right, wow, I just completely skipped his name. I apologize. Harry... Harry Butts. He'll never admit it, but he joined the Tuppet clan to get back at everyone that made fun of his name growing up. Rounda Pounda. Rounda gon' pound ya. His catchphrase. Mr. Blank, or Blanc, I guess, was on track for a doctorate but ran into financial troubles. He joined the Tuppet clan in hopes of funding himself again. Mac Damper. He follows orders. All his money goes into his flower shop back home. Flex Hamley. A meathead. Unleash him and he's like a mad dog. Nurto Kage. Okay then. He learned the secret technique to running way faster. Plus it makes it harder to get hit by bullets. Bob Haas. This is his first mission outside of training. He's really worried he won't do a good job. Joe Hunter. He was hoping to see some action in the Tuppet mission. Good thing Henry failed then. Rai Yu. He joined the Tuppet clan in hopes of traveling the world to find the strongest fighters. Street Fighter reference. Kent. He was betrayed by his friend who left the academy to join the Tuppet clan. He hopes to bring him back. Also a Street Fighter reference. Samuel Mundy. He was contracted out in case a large battle with the Tuppets broke out. TF2 reference. Jacques Letouche. A sneaky devil, he tries to disguise himself as members of the enemy ranks, though his Tuppet never disappears. And, of course, he is also a reference to TF2. He is the spy. Mr. Brimley wears his hat super low, which makes it a bit difficult to see, honestly. Sammy Sorry. He refuses to ever apologize for anything on principle. Nate Box. He was called into action before he passed his close quarters combat training. Quick Draw. One of the fastest shooters in the Tuppet clan. His accuracy is not so good, though. Goo Guy. One awkward conversation about goo on your first day, and that's all you're known for. Wilson Stone. The director of this branch of the CCC. His employees agree he is one of the best CCC directors. Larry Gordon. For someone who works at a center for chaos containment, he doesn't take the news of chaos very well. Abigail Stone, wife of Wilson Stone. His time away can be tough, but they've weathered many years together. Timmy Stone, son of Wilson and Abigail Stone. He loves spending time with his dad when he comes back from work, which makes that ending all that more depressing because then he just ends up killing himself to, kill everyone else. Mert Steele, creator of the mobile suit prototype, along with his brother. He sketched up the schematics and did the math. Kurt Steele, creator of the mobile suit prototype along with his brother. He constructed and engineered the suits. Mordecai Booker. Cool suits, can I try? And finally, for Airship, little click, Dave Pampa. For one reason or another, he's been captured by the Tuppet clan and now sits in their brig. And now we do the Fleeing the Complex bios. Henry Stickmin. Back in jail, huh? The icy cold cells of the wall will be hard to escape from. Ellie Rose. She's locked up in this place too. But why? This is a good question, because we never did find that out. Dmitry Johannes Petrov. The Warden of the Wall. There hasn't been any sort of breakout in the 50 years he's been in charge. Grigory Olyat. The Warden's second in command and main muscle. He gets brought in for the difficult jobs. Charles Calvin. He doesn't mind helping out an old ally, even if he's currently on a mission. Reginald Copperbottom. Seems he's been managing the Tuppets in Henry's absence. He'll have to go back to being second soon. Heath Stone, or as in Hearthstone, because the whole cards thing. He guards the storage room with his friend. They love to talk about their favorite mobile card game. Isaac Binderson. He guards the storage room with his friend. He loves collecting random trinkets. Horace Johnson. One of the guards responsible for the cell block patrol. It's not that eventful unless all of the doors happen to open. Mike Mulligan. Kind of a slacker. He likes to find a secluded place and mess around on his phone. Ibram Jocelyn. A jolly lad. When in a good mood, he treats his friends to lunch on their break. Joris Borgir. He doesn't speak English too well, but he's found a crew at work that he loves to hang with. Travis Ump. He enjoys his job at the wall because he gets to hang out and chill with his friends. That doesn't mean he slacks off. Olof Nordgren. I have no idea how you pronounce that. I've never understood the slash O, but eh. He usually makes his own lunch, but won't turn down a free meal. Nikolai Dietrim, a master of the Slav squat. He runs a class on it twice a week in the rec room. Matthias Guardsmith. Don't tell anyone, but his mom bought him those earmuffs and he's a bit embarrassed about it. Gary Mann. Many question marks. Because he's the G-Man from Half-Life, obviously. Captain Laszlo Ugovich. The captain of the naval division of the Wall. He is in charge of one ship. The only one the Wall has. Milos Krakowski. A recruit in the Wall's naval forces. They run sea-based retrieval operations. Tormund Relok. He finds his work post fairly dull and uneventful. He relishes a challenge. I apologize if this is lagging a lot. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. Come on. Friedrich Spielen. One in a group of members that doesn't speak any English. He supposedly speaks German. Harold Kuper. Got the job at the Wall through his German friend. His English isn't the best, but he's fluent in German. Will Speck. He is the type of guy that won't stop trash-talking the other team when watching a sports game, even if they can't hear. Louis Stoop. He likes his job at the Wall, but hates being stationed out in the cold. Koka Kolinsky. He used to fight professionally, but after losing to a first-time fighter, he hung it up to work at the Wall. Andrei Warzow. People have said that he used to lead armies. He really knows his way around a tank, so maybe there's some truth. Karlov Chernik. A master swordsman hired by the Wall to train the employees. His skill with the blade is something to behold. Too bad we one-shot him by, gutting him. Carl Pinkerton. He may not look it, but he's traveled the world. His head's looking like an orange in it. Okay then. Knut Stoneheel. The Stoneheel family is known for their strangely dense feet. Which is funny, because we didn't get Henry in the Nut that literally almost killed him, looked like. Franz Ferd. He's pretty clueless most of the time. He's just meant to look menacing with a spear. Danil Dolce. He has lived in the area all his life and really knows how to handle the environment. Lemoy Kreutz. They called him DK for a while. It's short for doesn't know how to drive. He's since gotten his license. Jimothy Johnston. They've never had to take the cars out before, so he's really just winging it. Lee Bumbler. He dreams of starting his own gaming company. He's already got a name picked out named after himself. My apologies, I have the hiccups. Willie Wagner, or I guess Wagner. A fairly recent employee of the Wall, still getting into the swing of things. Nadia Marakova. She's here as part of an internship. Her real dream is to open up her own complex. Wallace Pemberton. He spent 3 years undercover at the Wall, waiting for the right time to bust out all the captured Toppet members. Jim Pinkson. He loves jelly and jelly sandwiches. There's still many possible combinations. Kato Ito. He's known how to bend since childhood. He's kept it a secret until this moment. Ryan Halberd, one of the youngest employees at the Wall. His dad is one of the higher-ups, so he gets special treatment. Joe Joshin. Just Joshin ya. He's heard that joke about 7 million times. Gordon Smith. Having a newborn at home causes him to lose a lot of sleep. He's been falling asleep at work a lot lately. I think that's the guy, the Smith guy, who was referenced in the airship game, and also ended up getting referenced in the ghost the ghost ending from this one. Joey Walnut tends to order enough food for 3 people and eat it all on his own. Sal Mann. He forgets to bring his uniform into work at least once a week. Sten Villo. His favorite post is on the fire escape. He can watch the snow fall into the ocean below. Kerdrew Johansson. He gets a lot of slack for wearing sunglasses at night. That's just his style, baby. Alex Kempter. He's been trying to get a SAM turret installed in the complex for years, but can't get through the bureaucracy. Arnold Schwartz. Always the loudest one in the room. His voice is booming for his size. Wilhelm Krieghaus. He may struggle with technology, but when it comes to action and combat, he excels. Sure Shot Sherman, one of the top riflemen in the Tuppet clan. He's leading the mission to rescue Henry. Thomas Chestershire. He enjoyed Henry's brief leadership. People could tell he was bummed out when Henry went missing. Mr. Cool. He rarely speaks. His charisma speaks for him. Wild Willie. He thinks he's a prospector from the 1800s. Seems he went on a bit of a rampage, granting him a stay at the Wall. Gastro. A practitioner of the dark arts of fechromancy. He's a toilet wizard. Okay, maybe fechromancy? I don't know. Punkhauser. He's part of a notorious German biker gang. He's the only member to have been caught so far. Uba. Found frozen deep in the snow on Svalbard. After thawing out, he regained consciousness and became hostile. Angry Mike. A wanderer traveling in the desert. He became notorious in the area and had to be collected. And here we go for the first YouTube reference that I caught anyway. Jack Stickeye. A crazy loud Irishman. Not quite sure what he did to get locked up here, but he probably deserves it. Gus Garno. This guy is a 4-armed alien. Apparently he used to be a big-time racer. Ace Apex. The raddest dude at the Wall. Just a total bro. Melvin Poolridge. Even though he's extremely nerdy, he loves hanging out with the boys, trademark. Derek Grulick. He doesn't have much of a sense of humor, at least during work hours. Colby Phelps. Thinks of himself as something of a detective. He can easily become hostile if he suspects any foul play, which of course is a reference to L.A. Noire and Cole Phelps. Dan the Man. He wanted to go buy Dan of Steel, but it was taken. Lil Mikey. He is honestly not supposed to be locked up at the Wall. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and took the fall for someone else. Pierre Francois. The most notorious baguette burglar in France. He was finally captured when he tried to take down the biggest bakery in all of France. Babushka. While babushka is a female term, he wears the title with pride. He has a soft interior and looks out for the downtrodden. Carl the Clown. He ran a huge circus scam 10 years ago. He avoided the bus multiple times by dressing like a clown. Polis Petrovich. He won a sweepstakes and got the name of planet after himself, which of course is a reference to Among Us and the Polis map. Kyle Baxter. He's actually the Wall's CCC liaison. Their goal is to get priority during any possible chaos incidents. And the second Jacksepticeye reference, Sean S.E. Lemming, a natural leader mainly because it's the role he was assigned. And of course we know it's a Jacksepticeye reference because he has green hair, his name is Sean, although it doesn't have the accent over the E, but his middle initials are S.E., or Septic Eye. The lemming thing is because there was a reference at that one where it's like looks like you needed one of these things, and it's like the dude sticking his arms out. That's a Lemmings reference. And then, Mark Emu. He said he'd try not to laugh, but then he laughed. That's grounds for capture. Which, of course, is a Markiplier reference, and also the fact that he can never seemingly win try not to laugh challenges. Misha Sashavo. He used to be a part of a crazy group of mercenaries. He was the only one to be captured, and he's honestly probably the most sane one now. Peter Whalens. He did one of those scare people to bring down the land value so he could buy it for cheap ruses, but was foiled by a group of their kids and their dog. So a Scooby-Doo reference. Ray Rudolfo. He's come down with a case of leprosy, so he's been put in quarantine with the other sickly inmates. And finally, this was going to take forever. Trust me, there's 12 pages of this. This is going to be the longest one. Henry Stickmin. What could happen next? Reginald Copperbottom. Being the leader of the Tuppet clan is something he takes a lot of pride in. Right-Hand Man Reborn. His defeat by Henry left him in bad shape. Cybernetic surgery brought him back, stronger than ever before. Ellie Rose. After escaping from the wall, things have really opened up. What is in store for her? Liam Rogers, an elite helicopter pilot. He usually calls dibs on the bigger helicopters. Vance Kite. He's heard it all. Don't try to talk your way out of an arrest with this guy. Jack Dugan, a sniper from New Zealand. He was specifically recruited by the Tuppet clan in an Avengers-esque end credits scene. Frankie Pizza. He dreamed of playing for the Boston Celtics, but his basketball skills were never good enough. Norm Hexter. Tech specialist in the government's ranks. He designed this EMP system. Howard Lipton. If he doesn't have his morning tea, then he is completely useless in the field. Victoria Grit. One of the strongest captains in the Tuppet raid. She has several successful missions under her belt. Gerald Gruff. His voice is about 2 octaves below average. Billy Brown. For 7 years, he's never washed behind his ears. Orban Lamp. He's very high-strung. Being a soldier might not be a good career path for him. Dan D. Lyons. He's found the secret combination of laundry detergents, or the perfect combination of laundry detergents. The scent is the most amazing thing. Major Herschel Panzer. Oh crap. Accidentally clicked on the next one. This is the first time this combat suit is in the field. This combat suit is in the field. He has a son working hard in the police force. Oh, Johnny Panzer, yeah. Lucas Broomhandle. The youngest of 5 siblings. He takes to a new hobby every week. June, July. She was born in August. Timu Suomi. He grew up in Finland, so he doesn't require sunlight to function properly. Ollie Andoran. He's addicted to baking shows. He always tries to bake long. He always tries to bake along, but fails after 10 minutes. Jerry Atrix. He's getting up there in age, but he's still as spry as any youngin' in the squad. Merle Goldenfold. He's always wanted to grow a beard, but it never quite comes in all the way. Anthony Lee. When he was 3, he ate a bumblebee. Frederick Munster. His hat is literally made of cheese. Nobody will bunk with him. All part of the plan. Smushed Sammy. His first day in the Tuppet clan, he fell on his hat and it got smushed. The name just kinda stuck. Pablo Sleuth. An ace detective in the Tuppet ranks. There's no problem he can't eventually solve, and he's always armed. Captain H.J. Canterbury. He's one of the men in charge of information gathering. He has a brother who works in the police force. Thomas Chips. His father, Alan, is the co-founder of the Electronics Entertainment Expo. Filbert. He's part of the checkpoint inspection team, but he really wanted to just sit on the train. Jim Pulp. He's the type of person that always passes out on a trip. Darius Johnsonite. He is a gemstone appraiser within the Tuppet clan. He evaluates how much their stolen gems are worth. Mr. Job. He was going to start his own computer business, but but was beaten to the punch by someone with the same name. Joan Scone. Hold the phone. Is that Joan Scone, the one who owns all the loans? Al the Pal. His high charisma made him a valuable member of the clan. Nobody has ever reported having issues with him. Stanley Grass. He has 2 blades of grass sticking out of the top of his head, and he's very sensitive about it. Wallace Dagwood. He used to be on the front lines, but he took a bad hit to the face. He's been running more of a support role ever since. Ice Pick. Since he's stationed in a snowy environment, he wanted a cool nickname. Now he's stuck with it. Sten Lundgren. A regular at this establishment, he comes in every day to read the newspaper and have a cup of coffee. Helmut Vykov. Fresh out of a bar fight. He's been laying there for a solid 3 hours. Perry Sherman. He likes collecting the bottles from all the patrons. He works a long shift every day, so he's usually pretty pooped. Mysterious Vagabond. A drifter who's come into town lately. Seems like he's not just passing through. Of course, that's actually supposed to be Henry, but don't know why that was ever an extra bio, but eh. Kane West. He was in the music production business, but one plagiarism accusation later, he gave up and joined the Toppets. Kinda wish Kanye West would actually do that, but eh, whatever. Right-hand man. He still serves as Reginald's number 2. His extreme loyalty is what a Toppet member should strive for. Sal Malone. He used to be in with the Mafia, but he just wanted to branch out because he felt there were already too many Italians. Mr. Lincoln. He's not related to the president, he just looks a lot like him. Whitehead. He wanted to be named after a snake, but most people just think of pimples when they hear his name. Paddy Pride. Purple is his favorite drink. Henry Stickmin. He keeps getting harassed for being a criminal. Eventually he became fed up and joined the Toppets to make it true. B. Hampton. The head concierge at the Stickmin Resort. He was one of the first Toppets to convert and helped with the transition of the others. Carlos Candela. He's bad at pool. Like, really bad at pool. I mean, look at that technique. Just sad. Elizabeth Green. She's here on her honeymoon, one of the Stickmin Space Resort's most common bookings. Lars Green. He's here with his wife for their honeymoon. Both of them have always wanted to go to space. Snowcap. He picked a far-off station so that he wouldn't need to do much work. Clement Warrantine. He was fed up driving trucks for a living, so he turned to smuggling. Now he's one of the Toppet's best drivers. Mr. Macbeth. He's often been compared to an ape, which he takes as a compliment. He hates it when people don't take him seriously. Blas Connors. His ego is one of the biggest in the entire Toppet clan. Matilda Ivy. She has probably the coolest hair out of any Toppet member, and she knows it. M.F. Jones. If you mess with him, he will mess you up. His full name is Milhouse Fillmore Jones. Bartolomeo. An opera singer who was refused payment after a show. The Toppet clan offered him the revenge he was seeking. Larry the Guy. Why are you asking about cables? He doesn't know anything about that. Larry the Cable Guy reference. Funny. Grunt. He showed up to the Toppet clan dressed like this. They're not going to turn down a great fighter, though. Mischievous Martin. Part of the planning division in the Toppet clan. He used to run legendary pranks. Mr. Teal. He thinks his head is teal, but it's more of a cyan, really. Don Miguel. His RPG character owns a magical shop. Or was it a ship? General Gale Force. The results of the airship raid seem to have led to a large promotion. He's now a specialist in dealing with the Toppets. Charles Calvin. He is experienced with multiple different types of flying vehicles. He gets brought in for special missions only. Smoka Tyson. A chain smoker if I ever saw one. He smokes a pack an hour, but it gives him some kind of power. Marty O. Every time he jumps, he makes a super loud noise, like a tennis player. Louis G. Even though he's taller, he's always been in his brother's shadow. He really doesn't mind, though. The Witch. The Toppet clan's main herbalist. She totally embraced her nickname, so she can be rather odd. Sheriff. Just one of the many political figures the Tupac clan has in their pocket. The Ruffian. He's usually out on the front lines for the Tupac clan. His hat has taken lots of damage over the years. Tin Tin Tin. You can only say one word. The details are unclear, but I think time travel is involved. I think that was supposed to be an Adventures of Tintin reference, but I'm not sure because I've never seen the movie. Gone Hunter. He loves rock, paper, scissors, but always throws rock. Losing never crushes his spirits, though. Ken Janpon. He's got a mole in his face and is a master of rock, paper, scissors. People feel weaker after losing to him. Carol Cross. One of the higher-ups in the clan. She's extremely strict and by the books. You don't want to cross her. Stu Pendles. A series of events has caused him to owe money to Carol Cross. This is very bad for him. Bucket Hat. Bucket Hat. D. Five Eyes. He wears glasses so he could be called Four Eyes. Where's the fifth eye? Talon Circus. He was recruited out of the circus. He's an acrobatic wizard and really difficult to deal with in a fight. Crusher. He can crush an apple in his bare hand. That's about it. The Magician. He can pull your spleen right out of his hat. He used to be a professional wrestler, but that ended very poorly. Mr. Fat Lip. He's got a pretty bad lisp. He's not actually a big fan of his nickname, but it's really hard to change these things. Scar. He dibs the name after the previous Scar was defeated. Eduardo Giancarlo, a master pickpocket. He actually sought out the Tupac clan and joined them. Usually it's the other way around. Jeremy Steinfeld. He lives in an apartment in New York and wonders what the deal with everything is. Jeff Constanza. He's very neurotic and constantly causing problems for himself. So, a couple of Seinfeld references there. Topbot. A top-of-the-line robot built for missions that go hot. Hannibal Burns. You can never tell if he's paying attention because he always looks so relaxed. Smokestack. People think the name is because of the hat, but actually he's a pyromaniac. Dusty. He had one of the longest runs as leader of the Toppets. He moved so slowly, people often thought he was dead. Cloudface. He lost his position as leader because people couldn't understand his commands through his beard. Randy Radman. Ran the Tupac clan through the party era. Things were a blast until they were bankrupt. Reynaldo the Brute. One of the fiercest leaders the Tupac clan has ever had. Unfortunately, he was lost in combat. Sir Wilfrid IV. He defeated the previous leader to claim the title. He despises incompetence. Terrence Suave, one of the worst leaders the Tupac clan has ever had. He would launch raids that made no sense just for the thrill. Mr. Skyscraper. He's got a tall hat, so of course he needs a tall nickname. Earrings. Her earrings function as for battle purposes besides looks. They can blind people with a bright flash. Red Crimson. He thinks his name is awesome, but it's pretty redundant if you ask me. Jacques Kensington, I guess. A bit of an eccentric leader. He always walked around with his gold deagle in his hand. Sven Svensson. He took over leadership when the previous leader and right-hand man went missing. Gus Bricks. Hit the bricks, pal, you're done. He said that joke about 80 times during the arrests. Sir Hattie. He's always crying. People think it's from the loss of his old friends. That's a Battle Block Theater reference. Chip Crumb. He's got some crappy secondhand top hat when he joined. He's really been rethinking his membership lately. Brian Reynolds. He could have been a model, but he wanted to do something more important with his life. John Frog Pilkson. A master when it comes to stealth and infiltration. Grrr. Gordon Eel Banks. A tech wizard. If it's electronic, he can work his magic. Amelia Turtle Esteban. A demolitions expert. She loves blowing stuff up and hates when things take too long. Mr. Goldblum. He used to be a CEO before he was found embezzling funds to the Tupac clan. Howie Howitzer. He was an orphan taken in by the Tupac clan. They gave him a name in hopes he'd live up to it. He hasn't. Pinkman. He's not affiliated with any chemistry teachers or cartels. He just has a pink hat. Breaking Bad reference. Ambert Downs. This is his first tour, and he knew it would be a doozy. Rupert Price. He's been going on more and more intense missions ever since his police days. Bort Sampson. He thought he had a unique name, but he's met at least 5 other Borts. Pretty sure that's supposed to be a reference to The Simpsons, because Bart Simpson, Bort Sampson. Mr. Thick. One of the Tuppets' best chefs. He makes the fattest burgers and juiciest steaks. Oh lord. Peanut. It's ironic because he has a peanut allergy. The Leprechaun. He totally embraces his appearance. He's even adopted a terrible fake Irish accent to complete the ensemble. Ali Jean. Him be like wicked metal. Big up yourself. Antonidas Sparta. He can kick through a solid steel beam with ease. 300 reference because Leonidas, the Spartan, 300 Sparta kick. This is Sparta. Right-hand man Blue. He's been rewired to protect Henry at all costs. The Tuppet loyalty is so deep. Can it really be completely removed? We're officially halfway through. Stephen Willis. He doesn't do combat at all, but he's often needed to run as support. Wayne the Stone Jensen. Headstrong. He's been wanting to take leadership for a while, he just hasn't found the right opportunity. Rock Cool Steve Dallas. He's been waiting for a leadership position to open up. He's not going to let it slip out from under him now. Okay, so I'm assuming this one's supposed to be a Dwayne The Rock Johnson reference, obviously. This one's supposed to be a Stone Cold Steve Austin reference. Dill Talley, or Tally. He's always wanted to go on a stealth mission. He tries to be stealthy in every mission he goes on to make up for it. Alice Hamilton, the evening reporter at BCC. She's a fairly new reporter, but she's been doing a great job. Bert Curtis, the head of communications in the Tuppet clan. He's the liaison between the leaders and the rest of the recon team. The Marble Man. He's not strong like Marble, he just likes marbles. Wilhelm Krieghaus. He's been a Tuppet member for over 40 years. His English has improved throughout the years, but he still has an accent. Bloodhound. As master of hunting down people and objects, he is the guy responsible for filling up the brig with bounties. Tane Flargunsto. His hat wobble technique is something to behold. Sarah Conifers. She is a firm believer that AI will one day try to take over the world. A Terminator reference, nice. Waxwell Gex. His parents named him after a lizard. Or was it a gecko? Gex the gecko? Reference. Pendle Toad. His favorite ice cream is Rocky Road. Okay then. Elmer Paisano. He moved out to the middle of nowhere to start fresh. I don't think it's going so well. Marcus Blaybird? I don't know. Talk like this, he does. Not sure why I am. So he's supposed to be Yoda now, basically. Gremlin. She's extremely scrappy and feisty. It's rumored she grew up on her own in the woods. Mr. Villain. He speaks and behaves like a 1920s movie villain. I don't know if that started before or after he joined the Tuppets. Hazmat. He really wants a hazmat suit. He preemptively claimed this name, but who knows how long it'll take to get the suit. Arnold Schwarz. An elite Tuppet member. His commanding voice is perfect for leading men into battle. Gene Fredrickson. He used to be a mayor, but fled when plans to smuggle a large diamond out of a museum were uncovered. Ooh, so he was actually going to steal it himself. Which actually makes sense because he does have a top hat, so of course he'd be a member of the Tuppet clan. Albert Poshley, one of the wealthiest Tuppet members. He tends to fund most of the expensive operations for high profit. Jacked Human, an up-and-coming member in the Tuppet clan. He has yet to make a name for himself. It's supposed to be a Hugh Jackman reference, though. Paul Ascot. His entire career has just been delivering bad news. Holy Cap. The hole in his hat was caused by the laser incident. The Bookie. The man in charge of cooking the books in the Tuppet clan. He's a big stickler for rules and keeping things in order. Chuck Wellington. His great-grandfather is the inventor of beef. Allegedly. Fred Finestone. He always runs around barefoot and shouts a super loud catchphrase. People tend to avoid him. Dr. Vinchpinlstilstein. I have no idea how to pronounce that. A solo practitioner that specializes in cybernetic surgery. She travels the world in her boat, which doubles as her workstation. Reference. A short-range spirit. If you are punched by him, you are sent into an alternate timeline. He can also swap places with Henry. Mac Dandy. His forgery skills are top of the line. His forged paintings are a big source of income for the Topek clan. Ham Bag. He was down on his luck selling ham out of a bag when he was found by the Toppets. Blueberry. He only eats blueberries. Nobody has ever seen him eat anything else. Thomas Chestershire. He preferred it when Henry was leader of the Topek clan. Hat Girl. She kind of just appeared and joined the ranks. People have said they saw her in a spaceship or something. Is that supposed to be referenced to something? I have no idea. Oh well. Handsome Harold. He's in charge of keeping the Toppets' collection of information organized. Wait, I think I know what that's a reference to. I think it's a reference to Hat in Time or something like that. I think it's the name of the game. It's a more obscure game, I feel like. Or it's like a cult game. I don't know. The point is it's both well-known and not well-known, I guess. I'm not sure how to word it. Jeffrey Plum. He's always been an ideas guy. His head is just big, though. It's not because of an extra-large brain. Miss Demeanor. She was very proud of her name, but she was too lazy to check if it's been used before. Barbershop Bill. Even though he wears a barbershop hat, he sucks at cutting hair and is even worse at singing a cappella. Alfonso Cruz. Pronouncing the sh sound is very important. He gets offended if you pronounce it as Alfonso. Floyd Winters. Unfortunately, his friend Harry doesn't show up in this game. Harry Winters. Okay. Dave Panpa. He spent a long time in a Toppet cell. His life will probably never be the same. Mateo Gurtchev. One of the 3 people at the wall that actually knows how to operate a tank. Dmitry Johannes Petrov. He lost quite a few teeth in the escape incident, so now he speaks with a lisp. 10 pence. When he joined the Toppet clan, he only had 10 pence to his name. He keeps the name to remember his origins. Weak Sauce. He's been on the verge of getting kicked out of the clan multiple times. Mr. Angery. This guy has an actual anger problem. It doesn't help him fight or anything, it mostly just distracts everyone. Dima Pensky. This is his first time ever being out of the country. He didn't know there was this much green in the whole galaxy. Okay then. Dolan Torkov. He has a personal vendetta against the Topek clan, so he made sure to come on this mission. Todd Tater. He used to be a Spudson, but he married into the Tater family. Bill Cook. Before he joined the military, he lived in a house with way too many people. Okay then. Conrad Bukowski. He joined the military with his twin. They've always been on missions as a pair. Calvin Bukowski. He joined the military with his twin. They've always been on missions as a pair. Bob Pants. His father was a pants salesman, but he broke tradition and went into the military. Paul Penn. He claims to be related to Sean Penn, but he's never been able to prove it. Ivan Petroteva. He forgot to switch out of his Ushanka before coming into the jungle and sprinting a bunch of stairs. Grigory Olyat. His arm is still freshly broken after being hit by a car during the escape incident. Stoneface. You will never get an emotion out of his face. Quincy Tattlemuffin. His family has been in the Topek clan for generations. They've never really made a name for themselves, though. Fred Worst. He really is just the worst. Nancy Popo. She's been going on mountain climbing expeditions in the area. Nobody has attempted to map the mountains here. That, I believe, is a Ice Climbers reference, which was like a really old, obscure Nintendo game. Natasha Todden. She hangs out with her pal Travis at the tavern every week. Maybe one day she'll get the courage to ask him out. Travis de Groot. He lost his eye in an explosives incident. He used to be a mercenary but gave up that life when the updates stopped coming. Josh Taylor. He's really excited to be part of such a big mission. You could say he's a bit overconfident. Drake Camper. A relatively new recruit. He hasn't really learned all the ropes yet, including the one about loose lips sinking ships. Quentin Alabaster. He's had a couple greenhorns placed under his watch, and he's sick of babysitting them. Hank Stockman. He keeps calm in any situation, or at least it appears that way because of his sweet shades. Hayden Brock. He gets bored easily and realizes that making bets makes things more interesting. Mad Lad. He starts his day with a nice can of Kerpow energy drink. Andrew Cobbler. The engineer in charge of Big Boy. He got stuck on an issue with it and he wasn't able to fix it in time for the raid. Dijon Pongello. The main operator of Big Boy. He'd been coming to terms with not being able to pilot Big Boy into the raid today. Timothy Turner. He used to have 2 imaginary friends when he was younger. That's a Fairly Odd Parents reference. Brock Hollowitz. Just one more tour, then I can go home and be with my family. Elias Botchin, wow. He mans one of the many CCC mobile units. There are hundreds of these scattered throughout the world. Phantom. His suit allows him to turn invisible, and he's able to pinpoint locations for nuclear strikes with his rifle. I was wondering what that was supposed to be. I have no idea what that's supposed to be a reference to. Jose Gonzalez. He's been a gamer since 2008, but only plays free-to-play games. You can catch him wearing the default hat. Peter Maryville. He always wears a helmet. You never know when a stray bullet might come flying. Ogre Crip. He has pretty good stats for the cost. He's also pretty good, which can't be targeted adapt. Or with can't be targeted adapt? What? Okay, then whatever. Beans. He just thinking about those beans. Curly Brown. One of the smartest Tuppet members. He has a PhD in cartoon logic and physics. Dr. Glass. He's not actually a doctor. Actually, nobody calls him doctor. Can we get this title changed, please? Skeeve. This guy is seedy, even for a Tuppet member. Keep this on the DL, but I heard they're planning to cut ties with him. Barry Bruh. When it comes to frantically clamoring for weapons, he can't be beat. Bia number 503. One of the many Bias. He always strives to improve his hot dog eating and bug collecting skills. Ellery. The fusion of Henry and Ellie. They have the fierceness of Ellie and the luck of Henry. Didn't really succeed for them, though. Cabots. He towers over the other Tuppet members. He always engages in the pre-fight banter. Popped Top. He couldn't figure out how to fix his top hat, so now people just call him Popped Top. Cool Joe. He managed to make it back after being locked up at the wall for several years. Good thing there was a breakout. Orange Hat Kid. He thought of a dance that also works as a great exercise move. Toby Mack. This guy is too cool for school. The ladies just can't stay away. Pasta Primavera. He's formed a crew here in the Tuppet clan. They all got their start in Italy. Figaro Mulligatawny. Part of a small Italian crew. They all joined the Tuppet clan at the same time. Parmesa Lasagne. Him and his crew joined the Tuppet clan at the behest of their boss. Lenk. He used to be a hero, but then he took an arrow to the chest and was in the hospital for 3 weeks. So that's, I'm guessing, a Legend of Zelda reference and a Skyrim reference? I'm not sure. Lonk. He just lost the game. Okay then. Crabman. He claims the batteries in his back pocket give him great dancing abilities. Conky Dong. If he shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. Mr. Unstoppable. He's been extremely lucky since he joined the Tuppets. Will it last? Jonathan Bravo. Johnny Bravo. I don't know if it's intentional or not, but he sounds exactly like Elvis Presley. Cowboy. He couldn't come up with a very interesting nickname. He just got fixated on the word cowboy, so he settled. Siggy. His top hat is actually a giant cigarette. He's got to make sure he stays away from fire. And the final page, which is 2 left. Tommy Partridge. He will help Toppet raid plans by creating animatics that will break down all the details of the plan to aid success. And finally, Sleepy Dog. Hang around him too long and you start acting funny. And that's it. That is the end of this entire series. God, this one was really long because of all the reading I just had to do. But I hope you guys enjoyed the series. It's been a lot of fun, actually. I really did enjoy this very much. It's kind of sad that this is pretty much the end of it. I was really hoping that they would make another game, and I don't think they're going to at this point. But it was actually pretty fun while it lasted. But I guess the really important thing now, though, is we got the game. We got the final game. We got to see many endings, many fails, many references, and I mean, even though I would love to see another game for like the whole Toppet Civil Warfare thing from completing the mission, that would have been a lot of fun to see. I'm sure they're probably not going to make another one. But yeah, I do hope you guys at least enjoyed this series. I apologize for the really long video. I should have done this in another one, honestly. I just didn't want to leave this at like 15 minutes. So yeah, but no, this is definitely a good series. And if you have the money for it, definitely go ahead and buy it. I mean, it's like $15, so it's not super expensive. But you should just definitely buy it if you get the chance. I mean, it's not like you really should at this point, I guess, if you watched my videos all the way through, or anybody else's videos, because you already know everything about the game, but, might as well support the developers. Maybe they'll make another game. Maybe they'll just make more games in general. Maybe they'll work on Among Us even more. Which, I mean, they're probably going to do that anyway, but, you never know what could happen if you give them your support. Anyway, I'll see you guys in my next video, and thank you for watching this series.